What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top storylines going into training camp for the NFC North. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick, as we get ready for training camps to start opening up, we start off with the NFC North, and we're going to take a look at some storylines that we think are really pertinent for a lot of these teams, and one big question that each team has to answer as we go through training camp that everybody's going to be watching for. And today we start off with the NFC North. Starting off with the North, we have the Green Bay Packers, and this one's pretty simple. Is Aaron Rodgers coming to play? Is Jordan Love going to be the quarterback that they have to run with? How does this all go?
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting scene to watch as the weeks go on. And I believe Aaron Rodgers at the beginning is definitely going to be holding out. I don't think we're going to see him at all. If we do, it's going to be at the tail end, maybe a week or two before the season starts, maybe in time for week 3 of the preseason, which is the final week of the preseason this year. I think that Aaron Rodgers is not willing to give the organization any heads up to when he's coming in, if at all. He doesn't like anybody in that front office, and he's not willing to do a thing for them. It may hurt the team, but this is business to him, and honestly, he just doesn't care. Jordan Love, in the meantime, he's really got to just work on his craft, focus on himself, and really try to think that this team is his. He's got to now take control of it, and he's got to do his best to get ready for week 1.
Absolutely. I think Jordan Love has a lot to work on for himself, so he can't be figuring out, is Aaron coming? Is he not? You got to assume that you're going to be starting week 1 and that you are going to have to be ready for whatever is thrown at you. So start working on your craft, think of yourself, and kind of do what Aaron Rodgers does. Prepare yourself for whatever you need to do and let everything else figure itself out. Moving on from the Green Bay Packers, we have the Chicago Bears, and this is another quarterback interesting one. They have already said that Andy Dalton is going to be starting the season, but is Justin Fields going to beat him out? Is he NFL ready? Where is he in his progression as a rookie quarterback? And honestly, I take a look at Justin Fields. To me, in my opinion, outside of Trevor Lawrence, he was the number 1 quarterback that should have been taken off this board. And when you have already committed to starting Andy Dalton week 1, I think that was a bit premature. Now having Justin Fields in camp, you're going to see exactly why. I think that he is going to absolutely tear it up, and he is going to really show you why he is a top talent in this league, not only in his draft class, but in this league. And you have already committed to Andy Dalton. I think if you don't get off of that, then at some point, some of these players are going to be like, what the hell are we even doing here? Why are we starting Dalton when we have a guy who can really just light up the skies?
I agree with you. To me, Justin Fields is already NFL ready, and he is going to take over the starting role at some point. But I believe that Andy Dalton will be starting the season no matter how well Justin Fields does in training camp. I don't think there's anything that Matt Nagy can see from Justin Fields that's going to say, I'm willing to start my rookie over the veteran, when I know historically rookies do not perform well on week 1. I think that they're going to play it safe. They messed up with Mitch Trubisky, and this is their final shot to get it right before Matt Nagy is out of a head coaching job. He's got to make sure he's taking his time with Justin Fields. He's just not going to rush anything.
Absolutely. Moving forward to the Minnesota Vikings, they're in a very interesting spot because now Aaron Rodgers leaves the division wide the hell open. The Chicago Bears are going through the quarterback situation that we currently have, and well, the Detroit Lions are the Detroit Lions. So the Minnesota Vikings are in a unique position where they were competing for a playoff spot last year, but without the Packers being the dominant force that they once were, Can the Minnesota Vikings take over that slot? Can they win this division? They have Justin Jefferson, who set all sorts of rookie receiving records last year. Adam Thielen is just another year wiser. He's got another year in this offense. Kirk Cousins is as cool, calm, and collected as they come. And Dalvin Cook is the workhorse that they were always looking for. They fixed up this defense in free agency and the draft. There's so many things that the Vikings did right this offseason. Are they in a position now to take this division?
Yeah, that's really going to be a good question. To me, the offense is already there. They're ready to be at the head of the division. But to me, the defense really has to step up in training camp, especially the defensive line. You brought in Dalvin Tomlinson from the Giants. You have Bernard Pierce coming back after opting out last season. Sheldon Richardson is coming over from the Cleveland Browns. And then Danielle Hunter's coming back from injury. Can this defensive line put it all together? Because you've got a nice secondary working for you right now. Some young guys that are learning from Patrick Peterson. I think that this entire team can be put together if the defensive line can work their stuff out. If they can get edge pressure on the quarterback, they've got to see how good this edge rush is in training camp and try to get it up to snuff by the end of the training camp.
Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks can't go unnoticed either. They are the bedrock and middle of this defense. They are going to be the pillar of hope that will really be able to command this defense all around. And I think those two guys coming back, being another year in the system and being healthy after they missed most of last year, both of them, it's going to be something to really hang your hat on. I believe the Vikings have a ton to work for here, and that there's a lot that they can do to really show that they deserve the division title. All right, last up we have the Detroit Lions, and as I've already mentioned, the Detroit Lions are just they're in a perpetual motion of rebuild and rinse repeat. It's just one of those things where you're not at all interested in what the Detroit Lions have going for them. They did get Jared Goff in the trade with the Los Angeles Rams, and then got Michael Brockers from another trade with the Rams. So interesting dynamic that they have going on there. They bring in Dan Campbell to be the head coach for the Lions, and this guy, he is all ready to go. He is hyped up. He was hyped up back in, February when they hired him? March? I mean, this guy, he is just all focus all the time. I believe that the Detroit Lions, they're going to be in a good spot, but can they be competitive in this division? The answer is no. I just don't think it's going to be, but they have to show us. Can they show us that they have what it takes to compete? Can Jared Goff finally figure it out when he doesn't have Sean McVay in his ear? Can this defense figure something out? There's a lot of questions here for the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions aren't going to be competitive, but what they can do in training camp is really figure out who their stars are. Really figure out, is DeAndre Swift the guy that we can rely on on the offense? Is Jeff Okudah really going to rise to the occasion in year two and work well in this system? Can Jamie Collins step up and be worthy of that massive contract he got? These guys that they got in the draft or in free agency, they've got to really prove themselves. And I think that they've really got to step up. They've really got to make the most of their opportunities, because you have nothing to lose on this roster. You might as well play your heart out and do your best. At the end of the day, you're not playing for the Super Bowl, but you are playing for another future contract. You're going to want to play your best ball. I believe that the only way you can stay in the NFL is proving your worth, and you might as well do that on this roster. I believe that the Lions still have a chance at winning some games and being a decent team, but I just don't think that they will be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of storylines here for the NFC North, and a lot of it comes down to the quarterback. I mean, you take a look at the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears. All of them have question marks at the quarterback position. The only one that doesn't, the Minnesota Vikings. Oddly enough, they're the only team that we thought about that might be poised to take the division title away from the Packers. So it may be that the team that has the quarterback at the helm, everything figured out, is actually the most stable. Who would have thought? All right, well, that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.